Hello and welcome back everybody to the Vancouver Woodsmen franchise here on 2K23, and today we have the best 2 words in sports. Game 7. That's what we have today. A spot in round 2 against the Dallas Mavericks is on the line currently, and if we lose this game, our year is over. The same exact thing is on the line for the Pelicans. It's playoff basketball. Game 7, round 1. We're going to keep things the exact same that they've been so far. And we're going to watch the entire thing. They're going to start Morris this game. He's a really good rebounder that could pose potential issues for us. But we're going to keep Turner on Zion. We're going to keep the lineup the exact same and see if we can do this. So they're going to wear their red ones at home. We're going to wear our alternate black ones. Here we go. Game 7. And whoever loses, their year is over. Whoever wins moves on to round 2. Let's get started. Here we go in Smoothie King Center in New Orleans, Louisiana. It is a red out here in the arena. New Orleans also wearing red, but Turner gets a steal on the first play. Not sure what Sharp was seeing there, but we do get a turnover on the first play. Wellington, tough shot, no good. Zion gets the board. New Orleans has it right back. Agbaji for 3. Off the mark. Zion gets the offensive board. Throws it back out and gets back to it after it was deflected. Morris over Payne scores the first points here in this one. Hollins to Anderson, who had his career high last game. Knocks down his first shot here. That gives Vancouver their first lead. Sharp hands off to Agbaji. He pulls the trigger again. 0 for 2 now. But another offensive board. Already 3 for New Orleans. They can't make it count that time either, though. The 3 offensive boards. And really, only one of them has mattered. Wellington in the paint against Sharp. 1-on-1. He backs it out. Time counting down. He's going to shoot this in his face. Nope, he goes out to Hollins for a contested 3. That's a really bad possession. That is all Wellington's fault. Zion against Turner. He's fouled. And he scores 2. That was an incredible shot. I actually can't believe that. Turner's arms were both just completely vertical. No, horizontal over Zion. And he still hits the shot. New Orleans up 5-3. Hollins off the screen from Turner. Gets down low. Back to him. Open shot. Got it. Hollins also had the open look at the rim. We're tied at 5. Sharp waiting for the screen. He'll step back and fire. Missed that one. Turner gets the board. Hollins. Nice spin move. Working on Kyra Lewis. Screen from Turner. They go back to him. And Turner steps out of bounds. New Orleans takes over. Lewis gets around Hollins. Missed the reverse, though. Payne came over to help on defense. And Morris got the board. And now he's fouled on the putback attempt. It's already 4, at least, offensive boards for New Orleans. Morris not the best free throw shooter. He misses the first one and goes 1 for 2. Anderson. Mid-range jumper. Missed it. Agbaji takes the screen, steps back, fires. Got that one. Hollins with it. Finds Wellington. Wide open look from downtown. Got it. We're tied. Lewis to Sharp. He attacks the paint. Fires over Wellington. Got it off the glass. Hollins to Wellington. Pulling the trigger again from downtown. Not this time. There's a mismatch somewhere. It's Zion against Wellington, and they're going to find it down low. But Wellington almost got the steal. But instead, it's 2 points for New Orleans again. Turner to Anderson. Top of the key. Hits back iron. Zion gets the board. 3 shirts around Payne right there. We're having some issues getting offensive rebounds and defensive rebounds too. Lewis, time counting down. Hollins guarding him. Contested shots. Rattles out. Got to get some offense going here, though. Turner sets the screen. Hollins back to him. They cover it well, though, and the time is counting down. Hollins fades away. Missed it. Offense still not looking good out there. Not really knocking down too many shots yet. Lewis penetrates. Turner blocks the shot. Fantastic help defense. On the other end, the lob up to Anderson. The left-handed flush. The assist goes to Wellington. Sharp on the other end launches for three. Missed it. And Turner gets the board somehow over Zion. Wellington to Payne. Almost gave it right to Morris. Wellington gets it instead and lays that one in. It's back to a tie game. Under 5 to go here in the first quarter. Sharp, mid-range jumper, had some space. Missed it though. Zion the board. Missed the putback. And we get to it. Got to start really stopping these offensive boards, man. It's going to be a problem later on as Wellington gets a tough finish to go on Sharp. He's got 7 points now, and Vancouver's back in front by 2. New Orleans calls timeout. Oh, well, New Orleans turns the ball over after the inbound pass. I think Rivers was the one who jarred the ball loose. He'll miss this three, kind of a line drive. New Orleans back with like nothing ever happened. Wesley gets a screen and hits the shot. Wellington to Hollins. Screen from Payne. Now a three. Can't knock it down. Both teams not shooting very well here in the first quarter. Sharp, or that was Sharp. What a pass to Dugonix, but he can't finish the layup. Payne with it. Finds Anderson. Out for a three. Missed it. On the other end, Diallo sets the screen. Sharp penetrates, kicks it back out, and we get the steal. That's Payne with that one. Diallo could not hang on to the pass. Under 3 to go in the quarter now. Anderson working on Sharp. Hands off to Payne. Now Hollins, he has to fire. Got some space, and it's good. There was nobody there in his face. Wesley for 3. Hits back iron. Tough miss right there. Vancouver trying to increase their lead now. Hollins blocked, and Dugonix ends up with the board. That was a 3-point attempt for Hollins. What a play by the Pelicans defense. Screen from Dugonix coming. Wesley gets down low, fires, and Payne is called for the foul. That's his second. Not sure if that's a good foul call or not, but whatever. And Wesley goes 2 for 2. We're tied again. Already 3 or 4 different ties here as Bain checks in, DeSumo checks in. Let's see if they can bring a spark on the offensive end. Bain to Wellington. Open 3. Hits. Screen from Dawson for Dugonix. Interesting idea to do a pick and roll with 2 of your big guys out there. Dugonix is kind of walking around out there. Goes to Wesley for a 3. He misses that one. Rivers out wide. Rivals a pass to Wellington. Out to DeSumo for a 3. Nice passing by Vancouver. And what a shot by DeSumo. That was contested too. Dawson sets the screen. Diallo trying to go back to him, but what's that? It's right to Don Payne. The amount of steals and blocks he gets is incredible. As Desmond Bain gets blocked out of bounds. Payne inbounding. Goes to Wellington. Decent look. Mid-range jumper, but it's offline. Sharp working on Wellington, trying to attack the baskets. And he does find the rim eventually. Last play of the first quarter. Wellington gets inside and missed it. You're joking. I thought for sure that was going in. But it's 22-18 after one. Both teams not off to a great start on the offensive end. But a couple of big plays by our defense, and that's why we're in front. Let's see if the Woodsmen can pick things up here in the second quarter. Wellington off the screen. Switches to Wesley and hits the shot this time. Wesley with it. He's going to feed Zion against Miles Turner, who currently I think has only 1 or 2 fouls. Or 0. It's not 2 for sure. That shot's off from Zion. Dosunmu ends up with it. Rivers the screen. Dosunmu the 3. Missed it. Tyra Lewis lost the ball, gets it back, got the switch to Rivers too. And now a mismatch down low for Zion on Dosunmu. That's a free 2 points all day. Wellington finds Dosunmu, screen from Turner. He thought about pulling the trigger, chose not to. He'll go back to Turner, and that one's off. Dugonix with the stop. Tyra Lewis on the other end hits that close range jumper. Deficit cut down to 2 now. 24-22 your current score. Turner sets the screen. Dosunmu out of a shot finds him. There you go. Way to work the pick and roll. West is going to feed Zion again here. He fades away. Missed it. Wellington waiting for a play to develop here. Screen from Turner. He's given some space. Wide open look. And it just rattles out. Going next to the screen. Agbaji back to him. Rivers covering. And Dugonix can't score, but he is going to draw the foul. That's the first on Rivers. We had like 5 first quarter fouls. They had 1. So right now they've had a lot more free throws than we have because we've had none. Screen from Turner. Wellington attacks the rim. He's blocked pretty much by 2 different players. Oh no. Agbaji on the other end finds Washington, but he skies that one across the rim. That was a tough one. Wellington, that's a bad shot. He's taken a lot of shots here in the first half. And a shot well for the most part, but these last couple have been bad looks. Agbaji for 3. Finally gets one to go from downtown, and of course it's the one that puts them in front. What was that, Miles Turner? Inbound passes suck in this game. That was out of a timeout too. Give me a break. Not even a shot out of that entire possession. We just throw it right to Wesley. Give it back to New Orleans after they just scored. Embarrassing. Agbaji, of course, gets fouled with time counting down. 3.4 on the clock. What a joke. First free throw drops. And now Agbaji goes 2 for 2. New Orleans already has like, what, 6, 7 free throws to our 0. Rivers finds Anderson. Nice pass. Wesley handing off to Agbaji. Now a screen from Washington. That mid-range jumper is good for Agbaji again. That's 7 straight points. Collins to Anderson. Mid-range jumper. Wide open. Got it to go. Good answer. Still a 1-point game, and it's still low scoring too. Screen from Morris. Agbaji for 3. He's catching fire, of course. We knew this would happen. Miles Turner trying to answer back. Don't see him take many of those, and that was a contested look too. Another screen for Agbaji. He steps back. Thought about shooting, chose not to. We cover that one well. He goes to Morris. Turner gets the stop. He gets the board, though. We're called for a reach-in foul. Agbaji, contested shots. Missed it this time. Payne gets the board as he is now checked back in. Sumo crosses the court. Hollins finds him. He'll pull the trigger. But he missed it. The offense still has not found their footing through the first 18 minutes of this game. Another screen for Agbaji. He steps back and hits a three. Yep, he sure does. I said hits because I just felt it in my bones, and he's rattled off like 12 straight points or something, so that's great. Payne, the screen. Anderson attacks the basket and has a free 2 points. Same play again. Screen from Washington. Agbaji for three. Missed it. Back iron. They're going to keep taking those until he starts to miss 2 or 3 in a row. Then they'll stop. But until that happens, he's going to keep shooting those threes. Rivers with it. Time counting down. Finds Anderson. Reverse slam. Let's keep feeding him. Why not? It's working for us. After a Pelicans timeout, they inbound to PJ Washington as they lead 37-34 with just over 4 to go in the first half. Agbaji behind the back pass deflected. They get back to it, and Washington's wide open. How does this happen to us so often? Am I the only one that recognizes that that kind of play happens so much to us, whether it's on steals or blocks or deflections? It's just the same kind of thing. Desumbu knocks down that three. Thank you, sir. He's been a big help off the bench offensively. But I feel like we don't get as many of those deflections on the offensive end for us. Just not as common. Sharp, though, waits for a screen from Dawson, and now will fire. Mid-range jumper. Cash. Both teams have shot 44%. They've just taken a few more than we have because of the offensive boards. Hollins to Bane. It's not done really anything so far. He'll attack. He lost the ball and he turns it over. The first play he had was a blocked shot, and now he turns the ball over. That's what I'm talking about with Bane, man. Sometimes he just makes some really dumb plays as Diallo hits that one off the glass from the baseline. They've got 7 points off turnovers to R2. And that's been a reason why they're in front. Because they lead by 6. Hollins slices out to Bane. What was that? Hollins and Bane both could have shot that. Now Desumbu takes a really bad look. And New Orleans is back with it. We're going to have 45 points at halftime, just like a few other games so far in this series. Sharp misses that one. Thank God they really aren't catching too much fire here either. And they took out Agbaji, who was playing well. Lob up to Anderson, deflected by Diallo. And guess who ends up with it? It's the Pelicans. Turnovers, bad passes, missed open looks. That's what's going wrong for us right now. Diallo, mid-range jumper, hits back. Geyer, Dawson's there on the glass. And Turner is too far away to help. 45-37. Under 2 to go until halftime. Bane with it, trying to find somebody. Goes to Hollins. Top of the key, 3. Misses again. Why are we having our worst first half performance in the most important game of the series? Now we're down by 10. The defense has been bad this quarter. The offense has been worse than it was in the first one. Hollins with it. Low block out to Anderson. He's had a quiet first half, all things considered, compared to what he usually does. Hollins has some space. That is a shot you really have to hit. He's 1 for 7 now. Wesley back to Zion. We're down by 12. Things are falling apart here to end the first half. They really were never off to a good start to begin with. Hollins hands off to Turner. Wide open 3. And now he's 0 for 2 from 3 after pretty much not taking one for the last 6 games of the series. Sharp for 3. Missed it. Turner gets the board. When are we going to hit a shot? We've scored 15 points on the quarter. They've scored 20. No, not 29. They've scored 31. Rivers to Anderson. He's wide open finally. Last play of the first half. They feed Zion. He fades away. Or he stepped back and then he fades away. It's blocked by Turner. No way that counts, right? Okay, no, it's not. All right. First half over, and I don't really sense a lot of urgency from this Vancouver team, which could be a good thing if they were actually playing well, but they're not. So we have to do what we did in games, 4 and 5 as well, and just kind of bank on us having a better second half, and that's pretty much all we can do. Because what do you do to fix the offense if guys aren't hitting the open looks? I can't make us force the ball to one player or two players. Start of the second half. Vancouver needs to come out strong here in this third quarter, because if we're down by more than 10 after 3, I don't like our chances in this one. We can't count on coming back in every game in the fourth quarter. Anderson for 3, misses his first shot of the half. That was an open look too. They have 13 more boards than we do, and we've shot a very similar percentage from the field. So that is not helping, and really, the defense was not bad in the first half. It was just really good in the first quarter and was bad in the second. Overall, it was good. 49 is not a number to scoff at for a team as good as the Pelicans. First free throw, though, goes for Zion. And he goes 2 for 2. We still have not taken a free throw, by the way. The play for Anderson. Cuts down the middle. Hollins finds him. 2 points. Zion the screen. Agbaji steps back, fires a 3, missed it, and we get the board actually. On the other end, Hollins lost it. He ran right by Zion. Perfect spot to jar the ball loose. And now Payne blocks his shot on the other end. We're back with it. Anderson for 3. Got it this time. The assist goes to Hollins. Anderson's got 18 points now, I think. Or no, he's got 20. He had 15 there in the first half. He's got 5 already here. So despite having, a kind of quiet first half compared to these last couple of games, still having a great game and he's shooting well too. But Zion is keeping things up for the Pelicans. If we can stop all the players on our team besides him, we can win this game. Hollins, nice fadeaway there. Let's see if that will get him going. But both teams have shot 20 for 45. The difference has been the free throws. That has been it as Kira Lewis turns the ball over. The ball literally went out of bounds. Back with it. Down 46 to 53. Another play for Anderson. Wide open. Agbaji gets in the paint. Hands off to Morris. Back out to Lewis. Good possession so far. Lewis jacks up a 3, and he missed it. Another chance for us to close the gap. Go to make it a 1-score game if we score here. Anderson, mid-range jumper, cash. 3-point game now. Morris thought he had Agbaji for a second, but he didn't. He does now on the wing. Morris the screen, Agbaji the 3. There it is. So I have had enough of Agbaji knocking down these 3s off screen. So we're going to go over on these screens for him. We're going to hard hedge both hedges. And if there's a center that is the hedge defender, then we're going to switch instead. So that we can just have someone there right when he's about to shoot to try and stop the shot. Because going over right now is resulting in just having like a split second of time to shoot. And it's working out for him, so we'll do that instead. Anderson crosses the court. Hollins won't go to him. We'll go to Wellington instead. Open look. High arcing. Missed it. And Payne can't get the board. Had a fingertip on it for a second. On the other end, Kira Lewis attacks the basket. Blocked by Turner. Wellington ends up with the loose ball. Anderson cuts. Hollins finds him. He's fouled too. The bucket goes. 3-point play opportunity coming up. As we actually have more paint points than they do now, which is kind of a surprise. We've been going to this play a lot and getting him the ball down low, and it's working. But we're still down. Lewis beating Zion against Rivers. He fades away and hits the shot. Nice pass to Rivers from Hollins. He's blocked by Zion. Back out to Wellington, mid-range jumper. And he missed it. Wellington, please. Zion finds Agbaji on the cuts against Payne. And he dunks. We're down by 7 all of a sudden. Hollins, what is this? What are these dumb plays out of nowhere? At least Rivers got the board. Sharp beating Zion again against Rivers. Same shot as last time. This time he missed it. I think you have to take those looks all day for us. Wellington has it poked out by Sharp, and Dawson gets the steal. Can we hang on to the ball and stop turning it over? Sharp missed the floater because Rivers came over to help, and he got the stop plus the board. Couple of nice plays by him in a row. He's going to go to Hollins, top of the key for a 3. Back iron. Hollins has shot horribly this game. Just like Wellington in Game 4. They're going to feed Zion again, except this time it's Anderson guarding him, and he'll get 2. Anderson off the screen from Rivers. Steps back, fires, and got it. Lewis. He's a lane, attacks. Missed the layup, though. Hollins, great stop. Way to stay with him there. On the other end, Hollins to Anderson against Lewis. A bit of a mismatch here. We pass out of it, though. And it's going to be a shot for Hollins for 3. Finally knocks one down. And that cuts the game to 2. I was waiting for one to drop for him. Here we go. Screen for Agbaji. What do we do? We don't switch. What are we doing? Come on! I told us to switch. All right, you know what? We're going to do something else. We're going to do smothering on-ball pressure, smothering off-ball pressure, just deny him the ball, and actually, no, we're going to play tight off-ball pressure, but for on-ball screens, for all of them against Agbaji, we're going to switch. I think it's because Zion's not a center, so we didn't switch on that one, and Rivers is not a center either, so if we do a switch for all of them, then it should work. Vancouver back with it. Hollins finds a lane, gets the floater off the glass and through. Dawson, the screen. Bain covers Sharp pretty well. Other screen, this time it's for Wesley. He'll go back to Dawson, well covered by Turner. Can we get the stop? They called a foul. This is extremely frustrating, folks. I'm not going to cap. And now we have to watch this guy take free throws again. Unbelievable. He's going to go 2 for 2. Look at that. They have taken 13 free throws. We've had 1. Give me a break. Bain to Anderson. He'll fire a 3. That's not going in. Like, you can just tell right when it comes off his hand sometimes. Sharp finds Wesley. He's wide open. How? Thank God he missed it. On the other end, Hollins, mid-range jumper. That's not a good look. Diallo hands off to Sharp. Mid-range jumper. Missed that one. Turner gets the board. Can we cut the gap down to a 1-score game again? Had a couple of chances in a row now. Have not been able to capitalize. Hollins to Anderson. Turner sets the screen now. Anderson attacks. Gets by Dawson. It's blocked by Dugonix. They had 2 guys come over. 2 bigs come over to help and stop him. And it worked. Wesley. Why was Anderson coming to help him? Don't know why. But Diallo missed the open 3. We're lucky for that. But we have to hit a couple of shots, man. Hollins to Rivers. Mid-range jumper. Missed it. Turner gets the board and got the putback. Finally. Sharp with it. Screen from Diallo. And Sharp literally gets to the rim untouched. Can Vancouver put together a run to end the third quarter? What was that? What was that, Desuma? Where I have never seen some of these brain dead plays before. Just every now and then they just pop up like, I don't know, like, who does that? What was that backcourt violation? We just turned the ball over like another play right out of a timeout. Somehow that we just turn the ball over immediately. Just incredible stuff. We're really bad at timeouts, apparently, as Turner blocks that shot by Wesley to give it back to us. Let's score here. That sounds like a good idea. Wellington for 3. Hits one. Let's go. Now a stop. Please. Ugonix off the screen from Dawson. A pick and roll. He hits the shot. How do we not defend a pick and roll where it's 2 centers? Come on, guys. Wellington almost shot that, which would have been a block for sure. We go out to Desumbu, mid-range jumper, left it short. Morris sets the screen, Sharp fires. He missed it though, thankfully. This is our last shot of the third quarter. Screen from Turner, Wellington for 3. Just missed. It just rims out. The third quarter ends with New Orleans up by 4, 71-67. Anybody's game with 12 minutes left. A lot of close games in this series, and the same thing here in Game 7. Start of the fourth quarter. We definitely played better on offense. Defense was about what I expected. But just a couple of things that went wrong there that are why we're still losing. But now I think it's gone right for us here. Rivers gets the steal. Pass intended for Zion, but not going to go through his hands this time like it did back in Game 6. Anderson for 3. Hits one as well. There we go. Did not score a lot there in the third quarter. He did, or did not, but scores here to start the fourth, and it's back to a 1-point game. Agbaji, here we go. Screen. We're still not covering like we should. But we do get a steal from Rivers, so I'm not upset about it at all. 2 straight steals for him. Isumu to Anderson. Stepping into a shot, and he missed it. Come on. Sharp to Zion against Payne. He attacks. Blocked out of bounds. That reach by Payne is just really hard to get past. Ugonix inbounds with 3.5 on the clock to Sharp, and he has an open look, of course. Isumu off the screen from Payne, fires, got it to go. Mid-range jumper falls on the move. We just can't seem to get back in front, though. We've been down by a couple of points for pretty much the entire half. Lewis races to the rim. Anderson comes over to help, but it doesn't matter. Lewis gets it to go either way. Things like that, just small things where we should get the stop, we just don't. It's luck sometimes, and other times just a better play by the Pelicans. Rivers the screen, Desumbu, open look again, and he missed it this time. That's wide open. You have to hit that, because they will. Lewis hands off to Agbaji, who launches a 3. Come on! Like, how much closer do we have to be to force the stop there? He's got 26 points. Rivers the screen. Anderson steps back at the elbow. Can't knock it down. Lewis hands off to Agbaji. Same play as last time, but he won't fire a 3 until now. He missed it, and Rivers got the board. We have to start capitalizing on their misses because we aren't forcing that many of them. We're barely knocking down the open looks. Bane for 3. There we go. If someone's going to do it, then whoever it is, thank you. If it's Bane, it's Bane. If it's not, it's not. But it was that time. Zion against Rivers down low. Gets the stop. Fantastic. Up to Anderson. Vancouver down by 3. Bane crosses the court. Desumbu won't go to him. It's Anderson instead for 3. Uncontested. Back iron. Another look that really has to drop. Zion finds Dugonix wide open at the rim. We're not finding looks like that any longer here in the fourth. Anderson back to Desumbu for 3. Missed it. Completely over the top of the rim, but Payne is there for the offensive putback. But that was a bad shot by Desumi. Just missed the rim. Sailed it. Here's Agbaji. Screen from Dugonix. Agbaji fires. Like, that's a good contest. And we do get the stop. Finally. Bain to Anderson in the corner. Well covered by Agbaji. Time counting down. Anderson fires. He's called for the charge. No! You're joking. Every time we have a chance, something just goes wrong. A missed shot, a turnover, something. There's another example as Hollins comes back in. We need a better day from him offensively to come out on top. Agbaji attacks. Anderson, put a hand up. For Christ's sake. Anderson against Agbaji. Waiting for something. I guess not, though. Wellington. Lost it, gets it back. Oh, my Christ. Zion gets the board. Great mismatch for Zion. I saw it a mile away. Thankfully, he took a terrible shot. Under 6 to go. Vancouver desperately needs offense. And I mean desperately. We have to score the ball to win the game. Turner against Lewis. What is that shot? Come on. What a terrible look. Turner matched up against Lewis. Don't tell me he's going to shoot this. He won't. Agbaji instead. Screen from Zion. Wide open three. He missed it. We're actually incredibly lucky based on his performance so far this game. Wellington draws a foul. We're going to have free throws for just the second time the entire game. First one good. Wellington goes 1 for 2. It's still a 2-score game because we just can't capitalize on our opportunities like at all. Sharp finds that on the cut. Free 2 points. Back to a 6-point game. Under 5 to go. Screen from Payne. Hollins, mid-range jumper. Missed it again. We are running out of time and steam. Not like we had much of it offensively, but come on, man. Zion against Turner. At the charity stripe. Hands off to Sharp. He pump fakes. Time counting down. The screen. The shots. Like, there's no way. There's no way that he should get the offensive board. Turner to Anderson. Swatted. Pelicans have the ball. If they score here, we are really running out of opportunities. We've squandered each and every chance we've had. And looks like this is going to be the game over, folks. Like, what else? Like, do you think we're going to score 11 more points? Because I don't. I don't have a good feeling. Hollins slices inside, back out. Just wasted 14 seconds. Anderson, wide open three. Got it to go. He has been, like, the only good player. Genuinely. 3 minutes to go. We need every stop that we can possibly get. That one's blocked, and Payne gets it. That's what I'm talking about. Now we also have to score on pretty much every possession. Anderson double teamed. Goes to Turner. Uh-oh. What's going on here? Anderson double teamed again to Turner. They're doing this really well. Anderson once again. Hits the bottom of the rim. Are you kidding me? That can't be how that possession ends. No. Sharp. Come on. How do we do this to ourselves so much? After a Pelicans timeout, they're still going to double Anderson, which is probably the best play they could do. Payne on the glass, huge. It's still possible, but we have to get stops. Literally every time. We have to score every time. Tyra Lewis. Oh, come on, man. How was Zion wide open like that? We just make it really hard on ourselves, especially on the offensive end. Wellington for 3. No. They get the board. Zion swatted out of bounds by Payne. He's had a number of those this game. Morris inbounds to Lewis. He attacks the basket and hits the floater. This game's over. And our year is done. Almost assuredly. I can't believe we came out and played just so flat on the offensive end. It's our worst offensive performance of the entire series. In the most important game. Anderson had a great day. You can't ask for more than what he's already given us. Oh, we just hurt Zion really bad. I don't want to call that a dirty play, but he is down. And this is really bad news for the Pelicans, who are pretty much primed to move on to the second round. Turner inbounds to Hollins. And the Pelicans are moving on. They've won Game 7, and our year is over. We fall short in round 1 after forcing Game 7. And really, the offense was the reason why we lost this game. Similar to our other losses in this series, it was the offense that fell short. There were at least 3 games where we scored below 100 points. At least. But I think all 4 losses we scored less than 100, I'm pretty sure. I'll have to check that. The Vancouver Woodsmen have been eliminated. Agbaji drops 28 in the win for New Orleans. He led them in scoring. That is highly unfortunate, but he's had really good days against us before, but never took enough shots to do a lot of damage. But today he did, and that's what happens. If you can't guard him, then you're going to lose to him. Zion drops 24 and 11, although he did get hurt at the very end of the game, which is not good for the Pelicans. Sharp drops 18 points. Lewis had 10, but a couple of big buckets in the fourth quarter. And we had 41 from Anderson. Another just incredible game by him that is lessened really by everybody else on the court. I think the only player you can say did not have a bad game is really Don Payne and Miles Turner besides Anderson. Wellington, although had 18 points, shot poorly. Hollins, 9 points, 10 assists, but he shot poorly. Turner, 9 points, 8 boards, 5 blocks, 1 steal. Isumu, 3 for 9, shot poorly. Payne, 6 points, 13 boards, 2 steals, 3 blocks. He played very, very well. Bane did pretty much nothing. Rivers did nothing offensively, but had a couple of really good defensive plays, especially there in the second half. But the free throws were just a massive disparity. How do you only have 3 free throws in a game to their 22? I get they had like 8 free throws on those fouls at the very end, but even still, that's a huge difference, especially in a playoff game in Game 7. They only had 17 assists. But the Pelicans do move on. They take the series. They are the only top 2 seed out of all 4 of those teams to advance beyond the first round. And by the way, in Game 7 of that Cavaliers Sound game, the Sound won Game 7 by a single point. And Garland dropped 47 and 10. But Barker drops 26, and they come out on top by a single point. As close as you can get in a Game 7. But you got 8 teams left here in the bracket. But before we sim ahead and just wrap up the playoffs, let's go through a couple of stats to round out the year. We'll also go and touch on a couple of prospects that we could look at. But for playoff stats this year, Anderson in 7 games drops 34.9 points per game, which was, I think, was good for 3rd or 4th in the entire league in the playoffs. He had 3.1 boards, 2.7 assists, 1.4 steals, and he shot extremely well. You can't ask for more than that. Wellington, 15 points, 3 boards, 3 assists, shot only about 42%. So he shot well from 3, but from the field, he shot poorly. Hollins also shot really bad from the field in the series, and he was a big reason why we didn't win a couple of these games, because a couple of these losses, he took a lot of shots and missed a lot of them too. So we have to think about how to change that. He did have a lot of assists though, 11.7. He also had 1.6 steals. Don Payne, 11.3, 10.4. with 1.1 steals and 3.3 blocks. He was just absolutely awesome. I cannot wait for him to grow into next year and beyond. It's going to be really fun to watch. Isumu, 9.6, 2.7, 46% off the bench, and 48 from 3. I think you keep this guy around because he's very efficient and he's very consistent too. Turner, 7.7, 7.9, 1.6, 1.3, and 3.6 blocks. 55% from the field. Similar story as to Don Payne, but for the power forward position, you have to think about maybe you bring Turner off the bench next year. And if you do you re-sign Rivers? Because he is going to be a free agent if we don't bring him back. We have to really think about if we want to bring him back or not. We'll talk about this more as we go through the regular season stats in a moment, but he shot only 41% from the field, had 7.3 points, 6.3 boards per game, in 27 minutes per game, and Bain had 16 minutes of action per game with 6.4 points, and he shot below 40%, so he's definitely gone. During the regular season, Anderson had 26.4 points per game. He played every game this year for us. Absolute stud. Just the GOAT. Desmond Bain, 17.5 and 5, but he'll be gone. We're going to try and make a move for another star player to pair with Anderson. Not sure if it's going to be a shooting guard or a power forward, but I think I'm going to target one of those positions. We could also go for a small forward too, and move Anderson back to a shooting guard if you want to. It's definitely a possibility for us. Rivers, 13.5 and 7.2, 46% from the field. But similar to Des and Bain, we don't get the same kind of production while watching that we do when simming. And even if we did, I still think that I want to go in a different direction at power forward. So I'm not going to call our first ever draft pick a bust, because he's putting up 13.5 and 7.2 a game. Those are really solid numbers. And I think you just have to think about what the team needs at that position and what he gives us. And right now, I think we have to look for either an upgrade or just a different style of player. So my choice is to not re-sign him unless you guys have vastly different thoughts in the comment section below. But if you don't, then we're going to move on from Rivers as well. Wellington this year, 13 points per game, shot pretty well. I'm comfortable bringing back Wellington and having him come off the bench with Dosunmu, because I think those two paired off the bench are a really deadly duo scoring-wise. Hollins played 36 games for us, had 11.7 points per game, 3.7 boards, 8.7 assists, 1.8 steals, and with him on the court on this team, our assist numbers went up by 4, because I think with him on this team we had like 27-ish assists per game compared to our 23 assists per game before we got him. So he made a huge difference passing wise. And I think once we get that other star player, that will go up as well. So I feel good about the point guard position. My only concern is that he'll still take a lot of shots per game. But to be honest, once we get a second star player, I think Hollins will not only play better, but he'll take less shots because whatever star player I'm going for, I'm going to make sure we get a guy who not only takes shots, but he hits them as well. And that's a key part to getting the ball not really out of Hollins' hands, but into his hands where he can find the open man. So that's my thought process there. Dosunmu had pretty much the exact same stat line during the regular season, so no thoughts there. Payne, pretty similar story. Actually had worse stats during the year, but in the playoffs played better, so no real comments there. And for Zet, I think we still probably just consider just moving on from him, letting him venture elsewhere and find more minutes on a different team. Again, for Turner, already said what I said about him. For Blackwell, I don't know anything about Blackwell. He did not play for us at all. This was for his former team, so probably going to let him go as well, and we'll kind of retool at power forward going forward. All right, and now to look at our draft board and a couple of prospects. We don't have a lot of guys scouted fully because we only have one scout in our department because we're focusing on coaching and health. And yeah, so we only have 12 prospects that I really am considering taking at our spot, but like 3 or 4 of these guys will go before our pick most likely, and probably more as well too. So probably like honestly, probably 4 to 5 guys are going to be available at our pick. But here's who they are. We got Brent Davis here, really good shooter, decent defender and playmaker, good athletes, high potential out of Georgia Tech. He's a point guard. We got Ernest George here. He's a guy who's mostly a defensive guy, a power forward, really good inside defense and good rebounding, which should get better as he progresses. IQ is already at a good spot. Physicality, you want to get those up a bit, but good for a rookie, and he also has high potential. He is out of Fordham. And Ernest George, I think, is going to be available, or might be available at our pick. We should have pick like between 23 and 26, so he could be available. But I'm not sure if I want to target a defensive player in this draft. I think I might want to go offense preferred. Like, for example, this guy right here, Lenny Ware, shooting guard, really good mid-range and three-point shooter, and is already decent scoring down low. He has some potential in terms of inside defense. Playmaking is there already, and he has high potential. There's also Joel Carney, who can shoot not as well as Ware, but is still a good shooter. Defense is at a better spot than Ware's is, and he has B+ potential. Then we've got Orlando Batista, who we don't know a lot about. We do know that he is a really good shooter and is already in a good spot defensively. He pretty much is the complete package from what we can tell, but he also is going to go like top 10, so we won't be able to get Batista. There is Dustin Vincent, though, who's a point guard, really good inside scorer, has work to do shooting-wise, but defense is already there, playmaking is there. He's got A+ physicals and B potential. I am trying to still kind of stick towards a B+ kind of potential player, because guys who are in the B area are only gonna end up like Wellington, like a 78 overall, which I'm trying to find guys who are gonna be able to contribute, and draft picks like that I don't think we'll get a lot of playing time. So we're trying to find a good balance between current ability and potential. So Vincent might not be the guy for that, but Reed Wall could be. This guy's a point guard, good inside scorer, good three-point shooter, good defense out on the wing, good playmaker. Physicals are at a pretty decent spot, and he's supposed to go late first round. He is 6'1", though, which does present some mismatch concerns. He could go top 10, though. It's just really unclear. We don't really know a lot about him either, so we're kind of grasping at straws here. Then we've got Vladimir Lukovsky, who is going to go top 10. high potential player, high physicals, defense already pretty solid down low, and he will get there offensively. But yeah, he's going to go top 10. And he does not really have any badges. But yeah, he'll go... Actually, he could go top 20. He might not go top 10. This was the guy that I was thinking of. Sylvester Hammonds, who's a really good shooter and good defender and good playmaker. And he's got potential. He's a full package at shooting guard. 6'5". Supposed to go at 5 or 7 or 12. So this makes sense. His potential is A-, as we saw. I think he's really good, but I'm not really trying to trade up here unless there's like a make or break prospect, but there really is not. I would draft Hammonds if we had to pick in the top 10, but we don't. So I'm looking for current players to trade for. There's also Freddie Lambert, who I think is also going to go top 10. In fact, I think he's one of the top prospects. 4, 6, and 15. And he's got 7 badges all on defense. That's pretty crazy for a point guard for a shooting guard who's 6'3". And he does not even shoot that much, a 39 shot tendency. So he could be like a true point guard despite C- playmaking, but he's a really good defender, A+. And he's a really good athlete too. So he's a guy that's going to start off really, really well defensively and will probably grow into shooting as his career progresses. After him, we've got Ted Stone, who is decent potential, good physicals, pretty solid across the board, except for mid-range and three-point shooting. He's a really good defender, but again, trying to focus on a guy who's a good offensive player. Ted Stone is 6'10" at small forward. So what you get with him is probably a Herb Jones level of player, but not year 1. Probably like year 3 is when he becomes that Herb Jones kind of player. And lastly, we have Eldon Evans, who is a guy that we have on here with B potential, but he is one of the top 3-point shooters in the class. He can score down low as well. Has some ability to steal. He's 6'4" at shooting guard. Don't know about his badges though, despite having 98% on his percentage for scouting. Don't know about his tendencies though, but really this is also kind of a dangerous pick, but this says B+ potential, so I would be willing to gamble here if he's available. I think as of right now, he's my favorite prospect for what could be there at our pick. And he's supposed to go in the second round. So I think if he's there, I would reach for him because he is exactly who I'm looking for. And we don't really need a guard per se, but if we got one, if we drafted one, I would probably trade for a small forward or a power forward instead of trading for one. So this could be the Azette replacement, and it also means that we don't have to focus on guard for the trade. So that's true as well. But that's all I have for the prospects and for our stats this year. It sucks that we cannot get it done here in Game 7, but I think that this move that we're going to make for a star player is going to pan out well. And I think that the growth of Payne is going to be a huge reason why this team improves next year. That's all from me for today, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. And until the off-season truly begins, thank you guys again, and I'll see you guys next time out. Take care, and go Woodsmen.